ब्रह्मचर्यव्रती दंडी सर्ववेदांत पंडित श्रीमद्विवेकयोगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा. So we have seen that variety is the spice of life. To make life interesting, there should be variations. If all the men are looking alike, if everything is the same everywhere, then you will find life very, very boring, isn't it? So there is a variety. And in that variety, we were taught to see the finite in the infinite and infinite in the finite. Egatve nanatvam, nanatve egatvam. One in the many and many in the one. So that is a way in which we can expand our inner consciousness to great heights. It can go up to the limit of our imagination. So that is how the Indian mind developed the very natural quality of Sahishnudha, tolerance. We can tolerate everything. Nothing is outside the purview of the godliness. So that sort of an understanding we could harbor within us. And because it is part of our life, we don't recognize how important it is unless we see how the fanatics, they have to go through the same way, same pattern, same, it becomes so very, even our Sarigama Padhanisa, 7 notes, out of the 7 notes, infinite variety of yagas and songs and everything we make because of this capacity to expand one in the many, one into the many, one becoming the many. So in many, many ways it is possible. So like that, part of the Indian tradition is seeing the one in the many. So that is how we developed such a great understanding. Tuchinam Vaichitriyad, Swamiji's lecture, first lecture itself, he quotes the Shiva Mahimna Stotra. Ruchinam Vaichitriyad. Each one has got different ruchi, and because of that, variations also occur. Now, thinking of Bharat, how he sort of started regenerating, whatever the idea of his regeneration of the Bharat. Sometimes some interesting meditation occurs. So once it looks as though Swamiji is sitting in the rock, he has just finished his meditation, he stood up. He saw the entire Bharat before us. We have seen it in one of our earliest talks. So he saw it as a huge Shila, huge rock. But there were so many inscriptions on the rock, so many sculptures on the rocks. They have all been destroyed due to neglect of the people, by the attack from people outside. So the whole Shilpa had lost its beauty and had become a very not at all attractive Shila Rupa. Shilpa had degenerated into a Shila Rupa. So standing there and looking at motherland, he felt, look, what I have to do? I have to do something to regenerate the Shilpa out of this Shila. So how can I go about it? And the Shila's main character is the religion, the Sanatana Dharma. So it is a Sanatana Dharma which had given a personality to this Shila. And it is the misunderstanding of the Sanatana Dharma or neglect of it that has now made it such a useless Shila. So he looked at it and he decided, yes, I have to re-chisel out the beauty. Out of this Shila, which is now covered with all sorts of external growth and neglect. So I have to carve out of this Shila another Shilpa. So what are the instruments? How do I go about this? I don't have to change anything old. Old things are beautiful, they are there. Only they are temporarily covered. So what I have to remove is this sort of covering. We have heard, some great master paintings and all in the great galleries. Sometimes they are touched up by great experts with very, very, very great care and so many people working together, thinking together, they restore the painting to its original glory. So in the same way, imagine this great culture, this great civilization, this great country with its millions of people believing in the Sanatana Dharma. I have to bring them back into the glory which will be appreciated by the modern people. So how do I go about with that? So probably he thought of it and said, yes. How do I go about it? I have two main instruments in my hands. What are these? What they need is a hammer and a chisel. So what will that be? A scientific approach and logical, rational thinking. So these will be my two main instruments by which I will get back the original sculpture. But that is not all. We have to use some small chisels for fine-tuning, etc. For that, what shall I do? Yes, I will use the time-tested Tyaga Seva. Tyaga and Seva. Using these two fine chisels and hammer and the two big ones, I shall start remodeling this great culture of ours. That is how Swamiji looks at India as a great sculptor. He became a sculptor par excellence and he went about it. And we will see how he goes about it in our succeeding lectures.